Just want to come on here and do some morning motivation. You feel me? We blocking out all negativity. We blocking out all negativity. You know what I'm saying? Let's get out here. Let's grind. It's Monday. We headed into the holidays. It's going to be a lot of family time together with everybody. But right now it's grind time. Time to get on your grind, baby. Feel me? We're starting out. We're going to end this year with a positive note. We're going to go into 2024, you know, motivated to get more money than ever. Put yourselves in better positions. We're going to start that today. Today, every day, we're improving. We're improving every day. We're grinding every day. You dig? What's popping? What's popping? So, man, so much has happened. So many different things have happened lately. I did a video last night. I went live last night, and somebody left a comment recently that said that I should be better prepared with the numbers off, you know, based off of what I said in that live. Because basically, I was talking about what Kanye was saying, and Kanye was quoting some numbers, and Charleston White was quoting some numbers, and I was saying that based off of me understanding how easily numbers can be used to persuade people or make people think a certain kind of way, you know, that was a big part of my curriculum. Well, not necessarily a big part of my curriculum as an accountant, but part of my curriculum as an accountant was understanding how easy it is to control the way people think of things by use of numbers and charts and things like that. And so when we see these people quoting these things, we have to understand that they may just be creating numbers out of thin air. So the numbers don't actually mean anything, especially without any kind of context. You got to have a lot more context before you just say this percentage of people are unemployed. You know, like let's for example, let's use the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate does not take into account people who are not looking for a job. So there may be people unemployed, but unless you have been actively seeking employment in the last, I don't know if it's like last year or 6 months or something like that, then you have fallen out of the unemployment rate. So if you know somebody who hasn't worked in 3 years and they haven't applied to any jobs, but they're unemployed and they need money, those people do not fall inside of the unemployment rate. And it makes sense, right? Because let's say you're rich, you may not be looking for a job. Or maybe you're retired, you're not looking for a job. Are you unemployed? Yes, but you would fall inside of the unemployment rate because you're not actively seeking employment. So all the people who have been depressed that they haven't been able to find a job based off of whatever their personal situation is, where they live or whatever, all of those people who are sad that they haven't been able to find gainful employment, so they're depressed and haven't been applying for jobs, or there's no jobs they feel in their local area for them to even apply to, they do not fall inside the unemployment rate. So I know how you can just use numbers and make people think that the whole world is living a certain way or whatever. And so always do your own research. Don't listen to me. Even what I just said about the unemployment rate, don't listen to me. Do your own research. So the person said that I should be better prepared when it comes to numbers, because I was like, that's the numbers that they quoted, but I'm not going to use any real numbers to combat that. I'm gonna just use examples because we don't know if that's true or not, and I haven't looked that up or whatever to see if that's even true. I'm just like, the numbers can and cannot, can be real or they cannot be real. And even if the numbers are true, we don't have enough context to really go off of. You can say a lot of different things, but just because you hear somebody say numbers with a lot of conviction, or they speak clearly and you think, oh, this person is educated, There's plenty of people quoting numbers in interviews and in blog sites and everything else. But what are the real numbers? Go look for it for yourself. So that was part of the reason why I was basically saying, even if I had the numbers, would it really matter without more context? And do I even care when somebody's quoting all of these numbers? No, I don't, because I don't really have a lot of without more background of it. I don't have a lot of belief in whatever numbers they're saying. Not necessarily that I don't believe in it, but just that what is it really saying? You know, it's a lot of things that in the media or social media or the YouTube space or the Twitter spaces or all of these different situations where people are able to broadcast all of their thoughts on social media or into media or wherever, you know, on blog sites or whatever. They're able to cast whatever belief system that they feel is accurate into society, and without any kind of regard or disregard of what they're saying, people just accept it as fact, when in large part it is not probably factual, you know. So it's a lot of things like that. It's a lot of suggestive manipulation that goes on. Let's just stay focused and try to get this money, man. Let's stay positive. Let's try to get this money. Stay safe. Run it up. Let's get out here and get it. All this negativity. But, you know, the person, you know, definitely missed what I was saying, you know, about the numbers. The reason why I don't plan on having the numbers prepared is because the numbers don't mean anything. The numbers don't actually mean anything unless you understand what is really being said. I can throw out all kind of numbers to mess with people, and that was basically the premise, was that the numbers mean nothing. Anybody can say numbers. Go look up these numbers. When somebody quotes some numbers, somebody says 50% of people, you know, don't have a high school diploma, go look that up. Go see what the census says on it. The actual research behind it, the research papers done on it, the scientific analysis done on it. Go look that up. Don't just believe what somebody says, you know? Like, for example, Kanye said that he was like, black people, raise your hand if you know somebody in jail or something like that, you know? And so, or know somebody who been locked up or either killed or something like that. And so everybody raised their hand. And so he's like, see, now if you guys was Jewish, none of you guys would know anybody who been to jail or whatever, which is absolutely not true, right? Like, think about it. Like, but people are like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but it's not true. You know, Drake is Jewish, right? Like, but we know Drake knows a lot of people who've been locked up. I mean, Lil Wayne brought him out, and Lil Wayne is definitely locked up. And, you know, Drake has a lot of friends and stuff like that. But the sentiments was that Jewish people don't even know anybody who's locked up. It's such a manipulative, like, tactic, you know? And the average person is not thinking deeper or really going to question it because somebody is yelling it with such passion, you know? I saw Cam Newton and Charleston White, and he was saying, why, you know, Cam Newton was like, man, why you doing this? Like, essentially kind of saying, like, man, you're kind of coony, right? Why are you trying to tear down? And then he's like, rappers do it. Why did he do it? Why is it a problem when I do it? But, you know, these things, and there has to be some kind of accountability for people who are saying, hey, I want to be a leader in this community. I want to evoke change. I want our people to stop being this way. So, you know, if you're putting yourself out there to set a standard, then you need to be better than the standard. You need to be better than the standard. You cannot be subpar. You just can't. Because you chose to do that. Like, nobody is telling you to go do that. You feel me? You know, like, nobody's telling you to do that. Imagine, you know, I'm out here trying to get on these, you know, I'm doing these videos, and let's say I'm trying to, you know, I'm also at the same time speaking positive, but then I'm also like saying somebody mama, you know, and go to hell, and you know, like, these are the kind of things that is being said, you know, by Charles White. You know, it's crazy. And people are like, man, and he'll have a little bit of a message, and we don't even know if what he is saying is actually true, because people aren't going to go do the research. They're just going to take his word for it because he's going to say it hard. Pause. You know, he's going to say it with his whole chest, and we're just going to be like, wow, you know. You know, he was criticizing Deion Sanders for leaving the school and taking some money and stuff like that, and so Cam Newton was like, but look at you doing this, you doing that, like, and then he says, oh, well, I have before left the situation and left money on the table to do this. Like, but you don't know all the things that somebody else has done. You don't know how many times Deion Sanders might have done that. You don't know how many, and if you did it one time, you know, that doesn't mean that you did it every time. Like, it's so much context that needs to be provided. But too many people judging what other people doing, and talking down on each other and stuff like that. I just want our people, or people watching, to have a better view, a better understanding of what they actually see. So that was the whole point, kind of really, of me saying, not even bringing the numbers to the table, because I'm saying, go look up the numbers yourself. I want you guys to go look the numbers up yourself, because I have to look them up for myself before I can, like, believe, you know, something that somebody says. I gotta go look it up. I've heard people say, I was on Facebook once, and somebody said something about college, like, you know, most millionaires don't have a college degree. That is so not true. 80% of millionaires have a bachelor's degree or higher. 80%, right? Now, I don't know what the current number is right now as of today, but that was what the average was. You know, that was what the average was at the time of this statement, right? 80% of millionaires have a bachelor's degree or higher. 80%. So me knowing that, because I was, you know, I taken economics classes, macroeconomics. I didn't take micro. I took economics theory, which is a master's level economics class that's above, you know, the bachelor's degree level. But I was in my bachelor's degree program, and I took a master's economics class. So that's the only reason I didn't take microeconomics. But I absolutely understand it. And but you know, macroeconomics, economics theory, microeconomics, all of those things. So you get a chance to take some of those classes, and it'll force you to, like, study how the world works, you know, some of these things, and you'll see how certain things are connected, and you'll be able to study populations to see who has, like, what population has money, why, what population is married, divorced, what, you know, the benefits of each one of these things, depending on what community you're from. All of those things, you get a chance to look at a deeper, more scientific level. But I'll see somebody on Facebook say, you know, most I don't see the point in going to college because most millionaires don't even have a degree. And you'll see 1,000 people like that statement, but it's not a true statement. And because 1,000 people like it, it doesn't make it true. You know what I'm saying? And so if you go on there and you say, hey, well, as a matter of fact, I said, you know, I think I did post on it or respond to it to say, like, you know, that's not true. That, you know, 80% of millionaires don't have a degree. I mean, 80% of millionaires have a bachelor's degree or higher. And they, you know, they said, like people responded to me and said like, said just like stuff like, well, this person don't have a degree, and it's like, okay, like if you're gonna say LeBron James doesn't have a degree, okay, but he's LeBron James, right? But how many doctors, black doctors, or this ain't even about race, but let's say black doctors have, how many black doctors is it compared to how many LeBron James it is? How many black lawyers is it? How many black accountants is it? How many black psychologists is it compared to the players who might have gone straight to the pros from high school, which I don't think you can even do anymore, and who are as fortunate to be LeBron James, right? Like let's you really want to do the numbers on that? You have a 1 in 5% chance of success or of becoming a millionaire without a bachelor's degree or higher, based off of the numbers, right? And they say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. But that still doesn't mean that the bachelor's degree is what made you your $1 million. It just seems to be, well, that's just, it's an isolated number almost, right? Like it could have I'm sure it has a huge impact on whether or not whether or not the masses received or were able to become millionaires, because you got to look at all the professionals and things like that. But is it saying that everybody who has a bachelor's degree is going to be a millionaire or anything like that? No, it's not saying even that they're even working in the industry that they got their degree in. It's not saying that either. So you still have to take that with a grain of salt. I mean, not necessarily a grain of salt, because it's a little heavier than a grain of salt. But you still have to take into account what you're actually looking at and break it all out into different situations. But I would say, if I was going to try to do everything that could make the average millionaire has done to get there, you might want to check all the boxes, and that is just one of the major boxes that I would say you should check. What are your thoughts about it? What do you guys think? Like, should you blindly listen to whoever? Like, I would say even now, with what I just said about college degrees, look that up. Look up what is the percentage of millionaires that have a bachelor's degree or higher, or college education. So we're only looking at, for whatever reason, our people like to look at celebrities as the only millionaires, when a lot of them aren't millionaires. A lot of celebrities are not millionaires. A lot of them aren't. You see like all the horror stories of what artists had to go through. They may be having millions of dollars spent on or around them, but are they millionaires? And then you may have a guy who has, a cow farm that might be a multi-millionaire. But we're going to look past him because it's dusty and he drives a truck and he's really a millionaire. So, it's just got to look at all of those different things. But even being a millionaire, does that mean that you live like you spending $1 million? See, that's what people want to do. They want to spend $1 million. They don't actually care to be millionaires. They just want to spend $1 million. So if you want to spend money, then get you a high-paying job. Can you make $120,000 and live in an apartment and never own a house? Yes, you can. And after 10 years of making $120,000, you have made and probably spent $1.2 million. Right? So that's what people really want. They really want to be able to spend the money. They want to get the $1 million and they want to spend it. So can you live in an apartment and make $1.2 million over 10 years and or at say 30 years, let's say you spend your entire life in that apartment or multiple apartments. You just go from apartment to apartment every 4-5 years, right? You can do that your entire career, and you will have spent millions of dollars. If you make it $100,000 a year over 30 years, that's $3 million, right? Now, will you still have to continue renting if you haven't bought anything? Yeah, you're gonna have to buy something in order to not rent, right? Unless I'm just saying, like, if you're not gonna stay with people, you're gonna either pay a mortgage or rent. So you can rent for your whole life and make millions of dollars, in the process, and not be considered a millionaire. If you could not be considered a millionaire that whole time and spend millions of dollars. And then you got people who are worth millions of dollars and they got no money because they don't have any real cash flow, or really not too much money is actually coming in. But their house and land and cars and assets are worth $1 million, over $1 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. There are people right now who have land worth 60 million, but they need 20 million to even take care of it. I don't want to say take care of it, but there are people who are about to lose their land, and to get out of that situation, they need like 20 million, and they don't have any money coming in. Maybe they took a second mortgage on the land or whatever like that, and they got to pay it back, and they got no money coming in to pay it back. So it's all kind of different things going on. But they are millionaires, multi-millionaires, but can't fix the car, can't got to catch a ride to the store, all of that. Way upside down. So I think we just need to start looking at these things a little different. What was that to say? That was Tay Too Tough. Tay Too Tough saying facts. Can y'all please smash that like button? So maybe we should have a different topic. We should start having a different topic on this channel. Because I'm sure people don't actually care to be millionaires. They're missing the idea that, you can be a millionaire, but then they'll see somebody who might make, you should see somebody who got 150, let's say you want to say 150,000. You might see somebody who got $3,000 and they ride in a really, really nice Lexus, and they have a really nice apartment in Atlanta in the condo joint that's overlooking the city. They paying $2,800 a month, $3,000 a month, and they may be making $80,000, $90,000 a year working, but they're spent like the money that they're actually able to hold on to after paying all their bills is like maybe $300-$400 a month, right? But then this Lexus, they got a nice chain. They going to the NBA game. They're doing everything. It looks great. It looks amazing. They live in this Atlanta life. You feel me? And then somebody will see them and be like, man, he must be a millionaire because he's living like a millionaire. He's living like what you think a millionaire would live like. Not knowing that if anything happens, he messed up. If any major issue happens, he gonna be messed up. But right now he cash, he's able to hold on to $300 every month, which can be good. He's still eating good, still, but if anything happens, his transmission go out, he got no warranty on it, then he gotta, it could be, a couple $1,000s that'll wipe out his whole year of profit, So, and then you might see that person, and people idolize that, right? But then they'll see somebody else who has an old truck, it's paid off, and they live in a modest home, and they work, and say they make 60,000, and you know they live off maybe 20,000 of it, 25,000 of it, and they saving damn near 30,000 a year, 20,000 a year, and they got a 401k and their house and all of that. Their house paid off, you know, and stuff like that, because they got a modest home, nothing too crazy. They've been dumping most of their money into trying to pay their house off or whatever. They pay their house off. They got a 401k plan. They've been working consistently for a long time. They're worth $1 million, and they might be worth $1 million. They may have a net worth of $1 million. But we're looking at the person who has the high-rise condo apartment as he must be the real millionaire, when he might be just getting by. And we look at the other person as, oh, you know, you ain't doing it like that, you know, you can't be the millionaire because, well, like, oh, this other person must have more money than you because look how they living and look how you living. So we probably do need to start looking at some of that and analyzing that on this channel. But anyway, let's go get this money. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button if you think you deserve $1,000 today. Smash that like button if you want somebody to give you $1,000 a day. Cause I do. Let me smash that like button. So give me $1,000 a day. You know? Smash that like button if you think you're gonna be rich one day. You know? Let's get it. Let's get out here and get it. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out.